Have you ever looked in the mirror after a fresh pixie cut and thought, something doesn't feel quite right? You're not alone. A pixie cut can be a total game changer for women over 60, but it's easy to make a few missteps that could leave you wishing you had just stuck with your old style. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the 7 biggest mistakes women over 60 are making with their pixie cuts, and of course, I'll give you the solutions and recommendations to help you avoid them. If you've been thinking about going pixie or you've already taken the plunge, this video is definitely for you. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the mistakes, let's quickly talk about why a pixie cut can be such a fantastic choice for women over 60. A pixie cut is truly timeless. It's chic, bold, and can instantly give you that effortlessly stylish, put-together look. Whether you're running errands, going to a meeting, or heading out for a night with friends, a pixie can make you look polished without all the hassle of long hair. It's the perfect go-to hairstyle if you want a low-maintenance yet striking look that still feels full of personality. Plus, when styled the right way, a pixie cut can actually have a youthful effect, making you look years younger. How's that for a win? But here's the thing, getting a pixie cut isn't a one-size-fits-all situation. It's all about finding a cut that suits your face shape, texture, and personal style. There's no one-pixie-fits-all magic trick, despite what you might see online. You can't just pick a pixie from a magazine or a Pinterest board and expect it to work without considering how it will complement your unique features. The wrong cut or a few styling missteps can drastically change the overall vibe, and not in the way you were hoping for. That's why it's crucial to really focus on what works for you and embrace a pixie that highlights your natural beauty. Alright, let's start with the biggest mistake many women over 60 make is picking a pixie cut that doesn't suit their face shape. Your face shape is one of the most important factors to consider when choosing the perfect pixie cut. It matters more than you might initially think because the right cut can highlight your best features, while the wrong one can unintentionally draw attention to areas you might prefer to downplay. Some pixie cuts are great for framing the face, softening angles, or creating the illusion of balance, while others might emphasize features like a prominent jawline, a high forehead, or a fuller cheek area. The goal is to find a pixie that works with your face shape to enhance your natural beauty, not one that clashes with it. The problem is that if you're going for a pixie cut but haven't taken your face shape into account, it's easy to end up with a style that feels off. For example, a super short, blunt pixie on a round face can make it look even rounder, while a pixie with too much height on a long face can exaggerate its length. Similarly, a pixie that's overly angular or sharp might make square face shapes appear harsher instead of softening their features. The solution is that there's a pixie cut for everyone. It's just about finding the right one. If you have a round face, aim for a pixie with some volume or height at the crown and a bit of length on the sides to elongate your face and create the illusion of an oval shape. For square faces, opt for softer textured pixies with gentle layers to tone down the sharpness of your jawline and give a more delicate, feminine look. If your face is on the longer side, you'll want a pixie that's fuller on the sides, which helps to create width and balance out the length of your face. The key takeaway here is that your pixie cut should complement your face shape, not work against it. Don't be afraid to consult a stylist who understands the nuances of different face shapes. A skilled stylist can recommend adjustments, such as varying the length of the fringe, adding layers, or incorporating texture to create a custom look that's tailored just for you. And remember, a pixie cut is all about highlighting your unique features and personality, so trust the process and enjoy the transformation. Now, moving on from face shapes, let's talk about the texture of your pixie. When you're over 60, your hair texture naturally changes. It's just one of those little things that come with time. Maybe your hair feels finer than it used to, or perhaps it's gotten coarser, curlier, or even more unpredictable. Whatever the case, these changes are completely normal, but they're also something you absolutely want to keep in mind when deciding to go for a pixie cut. Your hair's texture can either enhance the look or completely derail it, depending on how it's cut and styled. One common mistake I see again and again is ignoring how your natural texture interacts with the pixie cut you choose. It's easy to fall in love with a picture of someone else's pixie. Maybe it's sleek, edgy, and perfect for them. But if that cut doesn't work with your own texture, you might end up feeling disappointed. Your texture has a huge impact on how the cut looks day to day, and if it's not taken into account, the result can be underwhelming or even frustrating. The problem is that different textures have different needs, and if those aren't addressed, your pixie cut might not turn out the way you envisioned. If you have fine, thinning hair, a pixie that's too short or overly layered can leave your hair looking flat and lifeless, with little to no volume or movement. It can even expose areas of thinning, which might not make you feel your best. On the flip side, if you have thick, coarse, or naturally curly hair, a pixie with too much volume can end up looking bulky or overwhelming. Instead of achieving that sleek, chic look, you might feel like your hair is unmanageable or out of control. The solution is all about tailoring your pixie cut to work with your natural texture, not against it. If you have fine or thinning hair, the key is to create the illusion of fullness without weighing your hair down. Ask your stylist for a longer pixie with soft, subtle layers that add movement and dimension. Avoid overly short or choppy layers, as they can make your hair look thinner. A little bit of texture, achieved through gentle layering or light styling, can go a long way in giving your pixie a fuller, more vibrant appearance. For those with thick, coarse, or curly hair, the approach is different but just as effective. The goal here is to manage the volume while keeping the cut polished and sophisticated. A pixie with more blended layers can strategically remove excess bulk and create a shape that feels light yet full of personality. Blending the layers ensures that your hair has movement and flow without becoming overwhelming. If you're dealing with curls, consider asking your stylist to cut the hair in a way that works with your curl pattern rather than against it. A curl-friendly pixie can be a stunning and effortless look when done right. Another thing to keep in mind is styling. Whatever your texture, the right products can make all the difference. Fine hair benefits from lightweight volumizing mousses or texturizing sprays, which can add lift without weighing your hair down. For thicker hair, a smoothing cream or a curl-defining product can help keep your cut looking sleek and manageable. Always go for products that enhance your hair's natural qualities instead of trying to completely change them. The key here is balance. Your pixie cut should highlight the best parts of your natural texture and work in harmony with the way your hair behaves. A skilled stylist will know exactly how to customize your cut to bring out the best in your unique hair type, so don't be shy about voicing your concerns. Let them know how your hair feels, what your daily styling routine looks like, and what kind of maintenance you're comfortable with. Together, you can create a pixie that's tailored perfectly to you. Remember, no two heads of hair are the same, and your pixie cut should reflect your individuality. When your cut complements your texture, it not only looks amazing, but also makes your life easier. Instead of fighting with your hair every morning, you'll have a style that works for you, letting your confidence shine through. All right, moving on to the next big mistake. This one is super common and really easy to fix, so don't worry. Bangs with a pixie cut can be absolutely transformative. They're not just a fun detail. They can add so much personality and flair to your look. When done right, bangs can soften your features, frame your face beautifully, and even take years off your appearance. They have the power to turn a simple pixie into something truly unique and customized. But as with most things in life, there's a fine line between flattering and overwhelming. The problem is that many women over 60 tend to avoid bangs entirely, believing they're too young or too trendy for their age. On the flip side, some go all in with heavy, thick bangs that can overpower their face and make their features look weighed down or hidden. Both extremes can result in a less than ideal outcome that misses the mark on enhancing your overall look. The solution is to find a middle ground with soft, airy bangs that complement your pixie cut and your features. Think curtain bangs or side-swept bangs. They're universally flattering, easy to style, and perfect for adding a chic, youthful touch without overwhelming your face. Curtain bangs, in particular, are incredibly versatile. They gently frame the face and can be parted or brushed back for a more open look. They also tend to require less upkeep compared to blunt bangs, making them a great option for anyone who prefers a more low-maintenance style. Side-swept bangs are another fantastic choice, especially if you're looking to soften a high forehead or draw attention to your eyes and cheekbones. They add just the right amount of intrigue and sophistication without covering too much of your face. Plus, they can be styled to suit various occasions, whether you want something polished or a little more playful. The key to great bangs is working with your stylist to ensure they're tailored to your face shape, hair texture, and lifestyle. A few well-placed snips can make all the difference, turning a standard pixie cut into a customized style that feels fresh and modern. So don't be afraid to embrace bangs. They might just be the upgrade your pixie cut needs. Speaking of upkeep, let's talk about the next mistake: maintenance. Pixie cuts are stunning and versatile, but here's the truth: they need maintenance. Unlike longer hairstyles that can be a little more forgiving as they grow out, pixie cuts are much more high maintenance because every inch of growth can alter the style. They grow out quickly, and without regular trims, your sharp, chic look can turn into something shapeless and unflattering. A far cry from the sleek vibe you were going for. What starts as a polished pixie can quickly lose its structure and transform into a messy mop that's harder to manage. The problem is that many women fall in love with their pixie cut when they first get it, but then wait too long to get it trimmed. Life gets busy, or maybe they're hoping to stretch the time between salon visits to save money or time. Unfortunately, letting your pixie grow out too long can result in a look that's more disheveled than stylish. Once the cut loses its clean lines and definition, it can start to look unkempt, and even styling it can become a frustrating chore. Worse, you might hit that dreaded awkward phase of growth where it's too long to be a pixie but too short to be anything else. The solution is simple but essential. Commit to regular trims to keep your pixie looking fresh and in shape. Scheduling a trim every 4 to 6 weeks is the sweet spot for most people. This ensures your pixie maintains its structure and doesn't grow out into an undefined mess. It's also the perfect opportunity to work with your stylist to tweak the cut slightly, whether you want to try something new like adding more layers, experimenting with asymmetry, or adjusting the length of your bangs. These small updates can keep your pixie feeling modern and exciting, so you never feel stuck in the same look. Regular trims are also key to avoiding that awkward grow-out phase entirely. By staying consistent, you won't have to deal with uneven lengths or hair that doesn't seem to sit right. Plus, keeping your pixie cut maintained means less time spent fussing with it every morning. A well-shaped pixie is inherently low maintenance, but only if you invest a little time in maintaining it. So, while it might feel tempting to stretch the time between salon visits, think of your pixie cut as an investment in yourself. It's a style that requires a bit of commitment, but the payoff is worth it. You'll look put together and confident at all times, and who doesn't want that? Now that we've talked maintenance, let's shift gears to something that might surprise you: the color of your pixie. The right hair color can do wonders for your pixie cut. It's the finishing touch that can elevate your entire look, making your hairstyle not only chic, but also fresh and youthful. Color plays a huge role in how your pixie complements your features, your skin tone, and even your personality. But here's the tricky part. Choosing the wrong shade can do the opposite. It can dull your look, add years to your appearance, or even clash with your natural complexion. The problem is that many women unknowingly gravitate toward shades that don't do them any favors. If you go too dark, especially as you get older, the color can create a stark contrast that may make your features look harsher than they really are. This can exaggerate fine lines, wrinkles, or dark under eye circles, which isn't what anyone is aiming for. On the other hand, going too light. Think platinum blonde or overly cool toned colors can wash you out, leaving your skin looking pale and lifeless instead of radiant and glowing. It's a delicate balance, and striking the right one is key to making your pixie cut truly shine. The solution is to stick to shades that are close to your natural hair color, or just a couple of shades lighter or darker. This subtle approach enhances your features without overpowering them. For example, if you're transitioning into your natural grey, embrace it with a soft grey tone or a silvery balayage to add depth and dimension. For blondes, a creamy or warm blonde with lowlights can brighten your face without looking too stark. A little warmth in your hair color can make all the difference. Ask your stylist to incorporate soft highlights or even a touch of balayage to bring some movement and dimension to your pixie cut. Highlights, especially around the face, can give your complexion a boost and create a youthful, glowing effect. Even brunettes can benefit from adding subtle caramel or honey-toned highlights for a softer, more dynamic look. If you're not ready to commit to a full color change, consider adding a gloss treatment to enhance your natural color and give your hair that healthy, polished finish. A skilled stylist can help you find a shade that flatters your skin tone and works harmoniously with your pixie cut, giving you a cohesive and modern look. The bottom line is that the right color can enhance your natural beauty and make your pixie cut stand out for all the right reasons. It's worth taking the time to experiment with subtle shifts in tone to find what works best for you. After all, your hair is your crown. Let it reflect the vibrant, confident person you are. Let's talk about something else that's super important: the styling of your pixie. Pixie cuts are supposed to be fun, flirty, and best of all, low maintenance. They're the kind of hairstyle that works effortlessly with your busy life while still looking chic and stylish. But sometimes, in an attempt to perfect the look or add extra flair, women end up over-styling their pixie cuts, and that's when things can go off track. The goal is to keep your pixie looking fresh, light, and modern, not stiff, crunchy, or overdone. The problem is that using too many styling products or relying on the wrong ones can completely change the vibe of your pixie cut. Heavy gels, waxes, or an overzealous application of hairspray can leave your hair looking rigid and unnatural. Instead of achieving that soft, tasseled texture that makes pixie cuts so appealing, you might end up with a helmet-like look that feels stuck in another era. Worse, piling on product can emphasize thinning areas or draw attention to parts of your scalp you'd prefer to keep subtle. Overstyling can also take the effortless right out of the style, making what should be a low-maintenance look feel like a high-maintenance hassle. The solution is to embrace the simplicity of your pixie cut and let its natural beauty shine through. When it comes to styling, less is truly more. Instead of reaching for heavy products, opt for lightweight options that enhance your hair's natural texture without weighing it down. A light texturizing spray is perfect for creating soft, touchable movement, while a small amount of mousse can add just the right amount of volume to your roots. These products work to enhance your pixie cut rather than overpower it. Another tip is to style with your fingers instead of a brush or comb for a more natural finish. Run your hands through your hair to shape it and create that casual, undone vibe that's so flattering and modern. If you're someone with natural waves or curls, celebrate them. Use a curl cream or light serum to define your texture without making it look stiff. And if you prefer a sleeker pixie, a tiny dab of smoothing cream can help tame flyaways without making your hair look greasy or heavy. Finally, remember that pixie cuts are about working with what you have, not fighting against it. If you're spending too much time trying to force your hair into a style that doesn't feel natural, it might be time to simplify your routine. The beauty of a pixie cut is that it allows your personality to shine through while keeping the effort to a minimum. Focus on products and techniques that enhance your hair's natural movement, and let the cut do most of the work for you. At the end of the day, pixie cuts thrive on ease and individuality. So ditch the heavy products, keep your routine light, and trust that your pixie will look its best when it's styled in a way that feels true to you. The less you try to control it, the more it will shine. We're almost at the end, but before I get to the final mistake, the one that might just shock you, I want to remind you that pixie cuts can be a total game changer for women over 60. It's all about making sure you avoid these simple mistakes so you can rock your pixie with confidence. This is the one that might really surprise you. One of the most common mistakes women over 60 make when transitioning to a pixie cut is going way too short right off the bat. Now, don't get me wrong, a pixie cut can be an amazing, refreshing change, especially if you're ready to shed years of length and embrace something bold and modern. But the truth is, going super short immediately can be a shock to the system, and for some, it can even feel unflattering or leave you feeling a little insecure. The problem is that super short pixie cuts are a big jump, particularly if you've been wearing long or medium-length hair for decades. It's not just the physical change that's drastic, it's the emotional adjustment too. Hair carries a lot of identity and comfort, so chopping it all off in one go can leave you feeling exposed or uncertain about your new look. And let's be honest, if you're not completely in love with the result, it's not like you can grow it back overnight. A short pixie might look amazing on someone else, but that doesn't mean it's the right fit for you immediately. The solution is to ease into it. If you're curious about trying a pixie cut, consider starting with a longer version. Think of a style that grazes your jawline or has a little extra length around the ears and neckline. This gives you a chance to dip your toes into the pixie world without diving in head first. A longer pixie also allows you to maintain some softness and flexibility in your style, which can be especially reassuring if you're not used to short hair. By starting with a longer cut, you can see how it feels and how it works with your features before deciding to go shorter. It's much easier to trim more off later if you're loving the change than to feel stuck with a cut that's shorter than you wanted. Plus, a longer pixie offers more styling options. You can add waves, play with volume, or tuck pieces behind your ears for variety. This versatility makes it a great starting point if you're feeling unsure about going super short right away. Take your time and work with your stylist to find the length that feels right for you. A good stylist will understand your concerns and help you transition at a pace that feels comfortable. Remember, hair is personal. It's about finding what makes you feel confident and beautiful. By starting slow, you'll have the chance to adjust and truly enjoy the transformation without feeling rushed or overwhelmed. In the end, moving to a pixie cut should be an empowering experience, not a stressful one. It's about embracing change in a way that works for you. So, if you've been thinking about making the leap, take it step by step. You might find that the journey to your perfect pixie cut is just as rewarding as the destination. So, do you have any pixie cut tips or stories of your own? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let's chat. And if you enjoyed watching this video, you will definitely love this next one.